I'm Texas Tech women's basketball coach Christy Curry, and you're watching Big12Sports.com.
Welcome to the Big 12 Report presented by Dr. Pepper. I'm Wendell Barnhouse, Big12Sports.com correspondent. My co-host this week is Cassandra Novi.
Well, for the fourth time in the past 5 years, the Big 12 is sending 6 teams to the men's NCAA tournament. Now, what do you think of these matchups, and how are the league's teams going to fare this year?
Well, I think it's a pretty good setup for the Big 12, and according to the NCAA information that was released, the Big 12 had 3 of the top 9 seeds in the seed order, which is the most of any conference in the country. Now, there was disappointment that the Big 12 didn't secure a number 1 seed, but now it's all about surviving and advancing. Missouri, the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Championship winner, is the number 2 seed in the West and a popular pick to make the first Final Four in school history. The Tigers open play Friday in Omaha. The possible roadblocks keeping Missouri out of New Orleans include top seed Michigan State and number 3 seed Marquette. Big 12 regular season champion Kansas is the number 2 seed in the Midwest. The Jayhawks also open play Friday in Omaha. They'll take on Detroit of the Horizon League. The Titans are considered a dangerous team, so Kansas might have its hands full. If the Jayhawks win 2 games in Omaha, they'll advance to St. Louis. The number 1 seed in the Midwest is North Carolina, coached by former KU coach Roy Williams. Number 3 seed Baylor knocked off Kansas State and Kansas before falling to Missouri over the weekend in Kansas City. The Bears say they gained confidence from those games. Baylor is in the South region and starts play against number 14 seed South Dakota State in Albuquerque Thursday. Kentucky, the tournament's overall number 1 seed, is in the South along with number 2 seed Duke. 2 Big 12 schools are number 8 seeds. Iowa State is also in the South region, and the Cyclones will play number 9 seed Connecticut, the defending national champions, Thursday in Louisville. Iowa State is in the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2005. If the Cyclones beat the Huskies, their second-round foe will almost certainly be top-seeded Kentucky. Kansas State, the number 8 seed, will face number 9 seed Southern Miss, coached by former Iowa State coach Larry Eustachy, in Pittsburgh. Future Big 12 member West Virginia, the number 10 seed in the East, will also play in Pittsburgh. Texas is the number 11 seed in the East region and will open play against number 6 seed Cincinnati in Nashville. The Longhorns extended their streak of consecutive NCAA tournaments to 14. Texas has been a double-digit seed 6 times, and each of the 5 previous times they've won at least 1 game in the NCAA tournament.
Well, and Iowa State kicks off the men's games Thursday morning. Now, on the women's side, 7 league teams are heading to the big dance. Now, was this a surprise at all that 7 teams are making it?
Yeah, pretty much when you consider that it's 70% of the conference's membership, and it's a 64-team bracket while the men have a 68-team field. And Baylor obviously is the number 1 overall seed and the team that's favored to win it all. The Lady Bears are the 12th team to enter the NCAA tournament undefeated. Baylor will start its quest for its 2nd national championship Sunday in Bowling Green, Ohio, against number 16 seed UC Santa Barbara. The regional semifinals and final are scheduled in Des Moines, Iowa. Defending national champion Texas A&M is the number 3 seed in the Raleigh Regional. The Aggies are hosting the opening rounds and will begin playing College Station Saturday against number 14 seed Albany. Oklahoma is also hosting an opening round. The Sooners are the number 6 seed in the Fresno Regional. They'll open play against number 11 seed Michigan, one of the last at-large teams selected. They'll play Sunday in the Lloyd Noble Center. Iowa State is the 3rd Big 12 team hosting an opening round. The 10th seeded Cyclones are in the Kingston, Rhode Island Regional and will face number 7 seed Green Bay, which enters the tournament with a 30-1 record. Texas, the number 9 seed in the Fresno Regional, will face future Big 12 member West Virginia, the number 8 seed. Those teams will face each other on Saturday. 8th seeded Kansas State is also playing in the Kingston Regional. They'll face number 9 seed Princeton on Saturday. If the Wildcats win, they'll face top seeded Connecticut in the 2nd round. Kansas is making its first NCAA tournament appearance since 2000. The Jayhawks, one of the last at-large teams to make the field, are the number 11 seed in the Des Moines Regional. Kansas will face former Big 12 foe Nebraska, the number 6 seed, on Sunday.
Well, I can't wait to see what happens this March. Now, even though we've dedicated the first portion of our show to basketball, I know that there were some things that were shout-out worthy this past weekend in Kansas City to get the teams where they're at now.
Exactly. We're going to talk a little bit more basketball, and we've got another sport to deal with, but let's first talk about Baylor. Getting the number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament is worth a shout-out, but so is the Lady Bears' performance in Kansas City over the weekend. For the second consecutive and 4th time overall, Baylor won the Phillips 66 Big 12 Women's Championship. The Lady Bears defeated Texas A&M Saturday in the title game and won 3 games by the average of 23 points. Baylor's Brittany Griner was named Most Outstanding Player for the 2nd consecutive year. She set a championship scoring record with 45 in the semifinals, and she broke her own record for most block shots in the championship. My second shout-out goes to Missouri, the winner of the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Championship. The Tigers pushed their record to 30-4 by rolling to 3 victories in the Sprint Center. Missouri defeated a stubborn Baylor team 90-75 in Saturday's title game. Senior Kim English, who was named the Most Outstanding Player, averaged 23 points in the Tigers' victories. He shot 78.7% from the field and 66.7% from three-point range. My last shout-out involves a different sport. The NCAA Indoor Track and Field Championships were held over the weekend, and the Kansas women made history with a 2nd-place finish. The Jayhawks had 2 individual champions, Diamond Dixon in the 400 meters and Andrea Gubel in the triple jump. 3 other women's teams finished in the top 10. Texas was 4th, Texas A&M was 5th, and Iowa State was 10th. In the men's standings, Texas finished 7th, and Texas A&M was 8th.
Well, that wraps things up for this week. To stay connected with the Big 12 while you're on the go this week watching those tournament games, you can hit us up on Twitter or find us on Facebook. For Wendell Barnhouse, I'm Cassandra Novi. We'll see you next week.